All right, here we go. I am at the northern terminus of the Florida Trail. I'm going to be doing what's called a thru hike, which is I walk from the northern terminus to the southern terminus. The southern terminus is 1,400 miles away, and I'll give you a look at what's around here. So there's my pack. That'll be my home and everything I need for the next probably 2 months on this trail. Again, northern terminus, it's the northernmost point, and that's here at Fort Pickens in Pensacola. There's an old fort over there somewhere. And it goes 1,400 miles that way. So I'm gonna follow these orange blazes on a tree, and I'll eventually get down to the Everglades in southern Florida. So I go from the north of Florida, the very tip, all the way to the very bottom in the Everglades, 1,400 miles away. Big thanks to Jim Kern, who had the idea for this trail after he hiked the Appalachian Trail and got it set up. And to all you people out there, the local trail clubs that maintain these trails, thank you so much. This would not be possible without you. And the trail angels that help us all along the way, big thanks to you in advance. Okay, it's time to get moving. Okay, we are coming up on the first orange blaze. Blaze is like a mark on a tree. You can see it up here on the left. It's like a vertical orange bar. As long as you're following these blazes, you are on the right path. I'll be watching these blazes for 1,400 miles. And that's the first one I've seen. And I'll keep looking out for them. So far, a pretty nice day. Great day to start. And, you know, anytime you start a long distance hike like this, you have a lot of second doubts, a lot of concerns. You know, I'm kind of, you know, this is kind of a way for me to wait out this whole madness going on in the world. And, but once you start moving, once you're out here, it's like, it's so nice. My body is already thanking me, even though this is a lot of work. And I've got about 30 pounds on my back, which I guess is about what? Oh, geez, I don't even know what that is in kilograms. Maybe it's about 15 kilograms, I guess. I guess it's about half. So, yeah, and I've got 1,400 miles to go, which is also, I guess that's about 2,000 kilometers. Just doing it off the top of my head. If I'm wrong, which I'm sure I am. Let me think. Let's see, 700, 800, 900. Okay, I guess maybe about 2,500 kilometers. Well, I think it used to be 1,400. It's 1,300 miles, so I've got 1,300 miles to go. Let you take a look at what this fort was used for. I guess it saw some action during the Civil War. Originally built well before that to defend the area, but I think the only action it saw was during the Civil War. And I think maybe I'll go up there and take a look at the view. Well, here's the view from up here. Always like checking these things out along the way. Lots of cool stuff to see. And it's not a race to get to the end, so pretty nice view. All right, one down. 1,299 to go. The southern terminus. Here I come. So I'll be walking through all kinds of different environments. And this is a field of cattails, it looks like. But yeah, this goes through swamps. It goes through, you know, the woods. Actually be walking up on the beach pretty soon. That'll be nice. It goes through a whole range of different environments. There's also a lot of road walking on this trail, but that's just part of the deal. It's not like the Appalachian Trail where you don't have hardly any road walking at all. There is a lot of road walking on this trail, but you take the good with the bad, and this is some of the good. This is my kind of hiking trail. Go right along the beach for quite a ways. I've already got my first logistical problem I'll talk about. So this trail is going to be along the beach for a little bit, and I've already got my first logistical problem. Couldn't ask for better weather today. It's so nice to be out here in the beach and not a soul in sight. Even though the weather is perfect today, tomorrow there's supposed to be a bad thunderstorm and it will rain all day. So I do not want to stay in a motel this early in the trip, but if it is going to thunderstorm all day, I might do that. Pensacola Beach, I think, is another 10 miles down this beach, and I think there's some hotels there I can stay at. The other option would be to camp on the beach. There's a campsite that's on the beach just past Pensacola Beach, I believe. But the problem is, if it's a bad thunderstorm, the wind will just probably knock down my tent and I will be absolutely miserable. It is going to rain all day, all night. Starting tonight, all day tomorrow, and then all night tomorrow night. So, might be a good idea to stay in a hotel one night. I don't know. I'll see how it looks a little later, and I'll check the weather report. If things have changed, I would much rather be camping out here along the beach somewhere. It seemed like a nice place to stop for some lunch and to get some sunscreen on. Sun's getting kind of bright right now. You might wonder, what does a thru-hiker eat? Well, for lunch I'm going to have a lot of beef jerky, some cheese, and a chewy granola bar. It's pretty typical. A lot of people like to cook ramen and instant potatoes, couscous, noodles, stuff like that. I generally don't want to carry all that cooking gear, but I will do something called cold soaking, which is I'll just let it soak and it won't be hot, but it'll be like, ambient temperature, which is fine. It still tastes just fine. It's just not worth it to me to carry that extra weight to cook. Dried meats, cheese, granola bars, trail mix, all that stuff works fine for me. Anyways, I'm going to finish my lunch here and then I'm going to get back to it. Also, while I'm here, I'm going to point out the shoes I'm wearing. These are specifically made for hiking. It's got a nice big wide toe box, which is kind of natural for your feet, so your toes don't get jammed up in there. And I'm hiking with gaiters. It's doing a good job keeping the sand out of my shoes. No sand at all that I can feel wriggling around in there. So I recommend the gaiters, and I recommend the Ultras, ALTRAS hiking shoes. I wish I'd had these with me when I hiked the PCT. I might not have had my injury, which took me off that trail. So I've shown you and told you where I am. Might tell you why I'm out here. The short answer is I teach overseas. That's my job, and I can't get overseas. The long answer is, well, I was in the process of going overseas, but due to rule changes and things with airline tickets and a lot of other boring stuff, it fell through. So I had to go to my backup plan. I had a few backup plans. One backup plan was to go to Colombia. I have all my paperwork and everything sorted for going to Colombia, but they've recently been locking down and things like that, so it didn't make much sense to do that. Another option, I was gonna buy like a cheap sailboat and just sail the waters like this for, I don't know, who knows. The other option was to do a long distance hike. I thru-hiked the Appalachian Trail in 2002. I did the whole thing, and to this date, it remains probably the best experience of my life. It was just a wonderful experience. And so I know how soul cleansing a long distance hike is. It's like hitting a reset button. It's hard to explain unless you've done it. Thru-hikers who might be watching this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's a wonderful experience. It's January 25th. This is the day I'm starting this trail, the Florida Trail. And January is too cold to hike the other trails, like the Appalachian Trail. There's 3 major trails. We call them the Triple Crown. They're the Appalachian Trail, the Pacific Crest Trail, and the Continental Divide Trail. It's too cold to hike those right now. People do it, but for me it's too cold. So, the weather is nice in Florida this time of year. It's not cold at all. As a matter of fact, it's just perfect. Nice and cool. Perfect weather for hiking. So this trail will probably take a couple of months. And then if I'm available to get the shot, another thing I'm waiting on, I'm hoping that once we get the shots, that borders will start to open up and it will be easier for me to get overseas and get a job somewhere. But until that time, this is a good way to wait, I think. Like I said, the 2 best adventures of my life were hiking the Appalachian Trail and also a motorbike ride I did in Vietnam. I rode a motorbike from Hanoi to Saigon, which is basically the north to the south of Vietnam. That was another great experience. But I'm gonna do this. I'm just gonna keep walking until I guess the world gets normal again. And I tell you what, it is so nice to be unplugged, to be out here, not listening to the news or looking at social media or any of that crap. Oh, it's just, I think everybody should do something like this. It's just like a reboot for the soul. Anyway, so now you know why I'm out here, and I'm gonna stop flapping my gums and get back to hiking. Catch you next time. So this is the state of Florida, and the red line is the Florida Trail. You can see it starts up at the north, goes down to the south. My progress today is that little blue smudge. So not much progress today, but every once in a while I'll throw this up so you can see my progress.